So it was a good battle between the two.
Courtwright showing the handles.
She's like, we called you in because we love your creativity. We watch your games, blah, blah, blah. She was like, I just want to see that translate here. Like, I remember one game you just pulled out a rainbow. Like,
yeah, dude.
Twice. But that was coming from like, a lot of coaches would be like, no, don't do that. But one, the U.S. coach was like commending it, which I'm like, all right, guess it wasn't that. Guess I can do that.
Texas Tech Red Raiders. Woo! Does Scarlet have something good cooked up for y'all? And that's with this interview with Sam Courtwright. You know the name, a sophomore midfielder for Texas Tech soccer, and all the acknowledgments, all the accomplishments that she has earned throughout her career is amazing. And we get to hear so much more about that in her interview that she had with us. She's the freshman All-American, the first one in our program history, the top drawer freshman. Yeah, casual things here. Top drawer freshman All-American, Big 12 freshman of the year, first team All Big 12. I could keep going on, but y'all, this is a special player that we got to talk to, and her whole career so far is a movie. Like every story that she told us in this interview, I was like, this makes sense. This is just going to be a huge player for this program, and she's just getting started.
For sure. Yeah, I don't have much to add. I don't want to waste y'all's time. Like, you're just going to enjoy this interview. Big things ahead for this player, both at Texas Tech and otherwise. Like, you want to get to know her and enjoy. So, yeah, if you're not already, follow. As always, we got another interview with more players coming up next week. But enjoy this one first because it's a good one.
Oh, let's go, Sam. Seeing Scarlet, we're in here. We're with Sam Courtwright, Texas Tech soccer, a sophomore from Dallas, Texas, a midfielder for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And you heard the stats. You know who we're talking about. This is someone that was a consistent name. I think if we went back, Shelby, and looked at our notes, it would be Sam Courtwright did this. LOL at Sam Courtwright. She just did this to that other team. How did she do that? Those are our notes consistently talking about Sam, and I'm so excited to learn so much more about you, Sam. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to be on.
I mean, we have drafted all these questions. We have some awesome questions from listeners, both teammates and some of your big fans, parents. We talk about parents. We love them too. So there's a lot to get through, but I think where we should start, Sam, tell us a little bit about you. Where did soccer start for you? Give us the deets.
Yeah, well, I started in like preschool when I was 3, I think.
Tracks.
And yeah, just jacking around, basically picking dandelions probably. But when I was like 6 or 7, I started with a skills coach. His name's Gerard. He's from France. And so I played for a club called Texans then. But then we decided we wanted him to be our main coach. So I've been with the same group of girls, like the same team, since I was like 6.
Wow.
And we switched clubs to be with him. He was my coach my entire youth career. And he's from Europe. So he just loves soccer. Yeah. He loves to train. He loves that technical aspect. He like commends all my stupid tricks. Like, he's where I got all that from. So like, I think some coaches would be.
Thank you. How do you say thank you in French?
Merci.
Merci.
Yeah.
Merci.
Yeah. I think some coaches would like knock that out of you and make you play more like traditional and direct, but he encouraged it. And so we would play street soccer on tennis courts, and every Friday we would play soccer tennis over the tennis courts. So it was just like, that's how I grew up training. It wasn't.
What? So were you literally playing with a tennis ball? What do you mean by
No, you play
I've seen you on the juggling of the tennis ball, so I was like, wait, gotcha. Yeah.
You know, if anybody could play that with a tennis ball,
I was like, I mean, I've seen videos of you juggling a tennis ball, so I'm like, maybe she literally just played with one too. That's crazy.
That wasn't when I was that young. The tennis ball.
That is a fair question.
But he introduced me to tennis ball too. He would come up with little like challenges and tricks for us to do, especially during COVID.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, that's when I started really juggling and doing all those tricks. And I had torn my ACL in 8th grade.
Yep.
So, I couldn't juggle or train. So I would just sit down juggling with my left foot. And that's where, like, that's when I really started juggling more and stuff. But yeah, when I was younger, we would train once a week it was an ice hockey court, not a tennis court. And then Fridays we would do pickup or soccer tennis on a tennis court, and then the other days was normal training. But he just made it fun, small-sided games. Everything was competitive. He encouraged all the tricks, and he was my club coach my whole life. So I think that's where all that
and with the
madness
same
comes from.
girls too, right?
Yeah,
So
the same
like
group of girls. Like it
to
evolved,
have
but
that consistency your whole career is kind of unheard of, right? And
yeah,
it sounds
especially
like
now.
yeah, especially now, and what a unique opportunity. And I love that there was like fun incorporated with the competition, and even how you took that with your injury, and knowing now that's kind of where you started thinking about juggling, and then COVID also being a component of that.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about, I mean, we know, Shelby and I know a little bit about that because of social media, and we've seen you post, and some of your older posts too that started long ago. So social media,
like to stalk those.
yeah, dude, it's so cute.
I'm like,
It's
I can't take them down.
yeah,
She's like, dang
dude,
it.
I can't take them down.
literally, I was watching one and I'm like, Sam's so cute. Like, this is so wholesome. I love that she's talking about this, because you talk about your ACL injury. You talk about, you know, if you haven't committed to a college yet, but if you do, you know that going there would feel right. And so can you talk a little bit about social media, and then how you leverage that throughout maybe your recruiting process, and then we'll talk about how you got to tech, and that might be intertwined.
Yeah, well, honestly, it wasn't really intentional at first to use social media. Like all my friends had Instagram in middle school, and I didn't.
Sure.
I didn't have Snapchat. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have any of that.
Okay.
I just like to play soccer.
Just playing soccer.
I just like to play.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't have that. I just like to play soccer.
I just soccer.
Yeah, and then during COVID, and I think it was during COVID, and after I tore my ACL, I started that same Courtwright soccer because I
Thank
just love to
goodness.
juggle and
Yeah.
share the tricks. And then I think a lot of other girls started doing the same thing at that time. So it kind of like almost was this platform. Like there was a few group chats and stuff of
Oh
people
my
that
goodness.
posted juggling tricks. Yeah. And I think we did like a collab one time where we like juggled and passed the ball and it would come out of the air in the other person's
Yeah,
hand.
yeah. I'll remember that.
Like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah. So all that, I think everyone was just bored. So I got like 2,000 followers from that in like 2 months just because
Oh
I was just
my
having fun
gosh.
doing juggling tricks. Because every day, like my dad was pretty strict about us not going out. Like I didn't go to my friend's house or anything during that time.
Mhm.
So I would just come up with like these juggling sequences to do, and I would just go outside for hours until I could do it and get it done. And then
So
I would post
cool.
it, and then I don't know, people started. I got some followers pretty fast. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, they're really talented videos, y'all, and I don't know if Sam wants this to happen, but they're really cool if you want to go back and watch them. But you're
Sure.
not playing around. These are really cool, and it makes so much sense. I mean, kind of being in this industry of seeing the followers that you gained. Yeah, you're talented. That type of play is something that we admire about your play now. So
yeah, no, I think college coaches also they don't really look at Instagram as much. It's more Twitter.
interesting.
So I would
Okay.
for more the college recruiting process, I would just post little juggling videos on Twitter, kind of for fun, but kind of like I know they're gonna see this. Yeah.
That's strategy.
But
200
it also
IQ.
helped. Yeah, before June 15th, they can't talk to you, but they can like your post. So it's kind of like an indication if Tom Stone's liking my post, he might be interested in me,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
even though he
if-
can't actually talk to me yet.
Hey,
Yeah.
when Tom
Especially
Stone
if you
likes
get
our
Tom
post,
Stone on Twitter, like I mean,
Yeah.
the man's
we feel
must
so
really-
good.
It's true.
I felt the same way in recruiting.
Awesome. We can relate. We can relate, Sam.
A little bit. Since you already brought it up, we love how you play, and that like we were convinced you might be left-footed for half of the season last year, and then someone was like, "No, she's actually right-footed." But I picked up on when you were talking about that because your ACL, you were juggling with your left foot. Do you you attribute that like basically be able to do both with both feet to that time? Like you were kind of forced to do it.
A little bit. I think I told you growing up, I had that coach from France who was awesome.
Yeah.
And he, when we were younger, it'd be like, do 50 juggles with your right. First to do it wins. 50 juggles with your left. So it was always kind of like
First one.
both feet growing up.
Ambidextrous.
And also, yeah, I do a lot of skills with my right. So I just end up on my left like a lot of the time because I like juke to my right and then I end up on my left. So I just kind of had to figure out
Right.
too. Like
Yeah.
it just came more
I see
natural
now.
because
That's fair.
I just ended up, sometimes I take more shots with my left because it's easier for me to beat people.
We were like legit
Yeah.
convinced. We were like every shot I mean, some of your best goals are all left-footed, I think, at Tech. I don't know previously.
Yeah, but obviously, like, tearing my right
it's not
ACL.
listed on a website. We got to find it listed.
Yeah. I think one of the coaches reached out and they're like, she's actually right-footed, believe it or not. But,
Yeah, no, I'm a righty.
Cool.
I can use my left pretty well, though.
yeah, just a little bit. You're all right.
It comes along.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, hey, I'm glad Tom Stone was liking those posts. And clearly there was something a lot more to Texas Tech. So tell us that journey of, you're looking for colleges. Where's the right fit for Sam Courtwright? Why Texas Tech?
Yeah, well, it's actually it kind of worked out perfectly at first for me because I don't know if y'all know, but like the rule used to be you could get recruited whenever, right?
Yeah.
So when I was in 8th grade, I was getting recruited by a few schools. And then the rule changed. I think it was like May 1st, and like April 30th, I tore my ACL.
Okay.
So the rule changed like the next day, which was
Wow.
perfect because I would have definitely like fallen behind the recruiting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And for that to happen so like back to back. Wow.
Yeah. Like it was like, oh my God, I'm devastated. Like, everyone's going to commit and I'm still going to be here. And it's a lot harder, especially then because all their coaches give away the money and stuff. But the rule changed the day after. So I was like, I really didn't miss anything. COVID happened. Nationals got canceled. I was like, this is a great time.
Way to go, Sam.
If I'm going to tear my ACL,
Thank
right now is the time. Yeah. So that all worked out. Then I came back. I think I didn't play my freshman year. And then sophomore year in high school, I had a good season. And then we had a showcase like right before June 15th. It was like 4 days before.
Okay.
So that showcase I played really well. And that's kind of when I think it was good timing just because colleges had just seen me. So it was all fresh. And then June 15th hit and I got a good amount of calls.
Yeah,
some
you
at
did.
midnight.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Tom Stone, one of them. Tom actually, this is funny. My director of coaching gave him the wrong email. So he emailed me the email he emailed all his top recruits, and I never got it. So he texted me at like 11 or noon that day and was like, and I knew him a little bit. Kind of like, hey, Sam, like, what's going on?
Don't like us? What's up?
What are you talking about? I haven't heard from you yet. Anyway, then we ended up talking. I think we talked for like 45 minutes on June 15th, which was pretty rare because those are normally kind of check-in calls like we like you. But he's just very personable and we bonded from the get-go. And he's a great recruiter. And anyway, then he asked me to come up to camp. But I was injured because it was after nationals and I hurt my quad. He got me out to camp in July because you couldn't go on visits to August 1st. So it's kind of a way of seeing campus without going on a visit. And I don't know if y'all have seen our camps, but like all the Tech girls work them. So now I've been working them, which is kind of full circle.
Cool. Full circle.
But yeah, so they all like talk to you and bond with you. So I really liked all the girls on the team. I was like, Lubbock's not that bad. I kind of like Lubbock.
Yeah.
Like going into it, I was like,
I don't
know how this is going to go.
You're from Dallas. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay.
But then I came and I was like, wait, this is awesome. So then I scheduled a visit. I actually got COVID when I was supposed to visit. So I had to visit. It was my second to last visit. Like I planned on coming earlier than that.
Okay.
Then I had to reschedule it for like my second to last visit. Went on a bunch of visits. Tech was my second to last. And then I had one more after and I was just like, Tom, I need to go on this visit. Like I love Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much all in, but I have to go to this other school to make sure that I want to go here. So I did that. And then after, have y'all seen how I committed?
Oh, I have.
The video.
It's such a cute
all
video.
Over the place.
Can you describe the video? Yeah, I mean, this is what you see in the video, so keep going.
Yeah, I mean, so I went to this other school. I hadn't talked to him as much, like right after that. So I texted him. He was like all over me, not all over me, like not pressuring me to commit, but just kind of always checking in.
Yeah.
I think it was a week or two after that visit, and I just texted him, was like, hey, can we talk? And we were always very like exclamation points, like, how are you?
Did you say, hey, can we talk? Did you put period?
I might have. Like,
oh my
it was like very like not
We
Sam.
mean business, Tom.
Yeah. So I had that morning, I decided like that overnight I wanted to commit. And so that morning I went downstairs in my school uniform, like ready for school. And I go to my dad and I'm like, Dad, I think I want to commit. Like, let's fly to Lubbock. And he was like, okay. You know, my dad's like, all right,
of course Greg is.
I mean, you've been waiting for this moment for however many years. Let's do it.
He's like, okay.
I love that.
Yeah, I text Tom, hey, can we talk? Like, no emotion at like 11:30. And he said, or I texted him like, can we talk at like 11:30? And he said he was thinking like 11:30, she's at school, like her family won't be there, like there's no way she's committing. She's like not excited. And then I changed, hop on the flight. My dad and I Uber from the airport to
No
Walker.
way.
And I'm just like hoping he's there because
Right.
I didn't
Like,
know.
I
I
don't know
couldn't
what your
text him.
schedule is. Yeah.
Yeah, I just assumed they had practice in the morning and he was there midday. And it worked out perfectly because I see Charlotte, who's now on our staff,
Yeah.
walking
yeah.
out of the building. And she's like, I'm the last one to leave.
Perfect.
Like, they're all in there right now. Go.
Perfect.
And I was like, okay. So I walk in Tom's office and they were having a meeting with Under Armour, which was like not that, like they could pause the meeting. And so all the coaches were in the office, which like I didn't know it was going to work out like that. Like it was
Yeah.
perfect. And then that's where the video picks up.
Dude,
So when I was
That's
committing,
hilarious.
it's so
yeah,
good.
so
Keep
Tom was
going.
like, yeah, Tom was like, I thought you were done with that. Anyway, so I don't know. They were all excited. We went to lunch afterwards at the tech club and it was fun.
Oh, you totally caught them by surprise. Like Tom is like reclined almost talking
like,
about
"What?"
something, you know, and
Right.
then looks over his shoulder and it's Sam Courtwright and what do you say? What do you remember what you said exactly? Were you like,
I
"Hey,
think I was like,
Tom?"
I want to commit. I think that's what I said.
He
My
thought about it
God.
the
His
whole
mouth,
plane
he's like,
there and then just
"Oh."
blanked.
Can you
and blanked.
imagine being Tom Stone in that moment, being like, "Oh my gosh, I just got this text from Sam, and it's on my mind now. I got to go talk to Under Armour," and then you pop up. That is the coolest story, Sam. How
Yeah.
fun!
Well, he said I got him. He was like, I didn't think it
Yeah,
was gonna be good news, and I was like, I just showed up in Lubbock.
I love that. I
I
love
love my
when
dad though for being like
yo,
so spontaneous and
hey, Greg,
that was
letting you
good.
letting you skip a day of school. I think you'll
love
be
that
all right.
spontaneous. Yeah, I love.
Yeah, I
it.
had skipped like 3 days a week since school started, and this was like
They were
the
like,
end of
"We get
October.
it." Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I dropped out. Did y'all know that? Well, on purpose. I
Homeschool
didn't
kid.
go.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Well,
Okay, on purpose.
so I went
Yeah.
to this. It was an all-girls preppy private school since I was 4. Like
Okay.
very
Mhm.
traditional.
Okay. Yep.
Like we wore skirts and polos and saddle shoes, all that. So I did that my whole life.
Okay.
In COVID, I was online. And I chose to be online so I could train more. So after I was back for my knee, I would train. I would wake up and lift, and then I would do an individual at lunchtime, and then I would practice with my club team at night. So I was like, I do not want to go back to school. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Why would I stop this?
Yo, that's so true though. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, and
you're
sophomore year,
you're
they
doing
were
what
like,
you
yeah, you
love.
can be online.
Mm.
Yeah, it was like, this is perfect. Anyway,
Yeah.
so then junior year came around, and they're like, yeah, you have to be back in person now. I was like, I don't
And you're
want
like,
to do this.
ooh,
I
awkward.
don't want to do this.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
My name's Sam Courtwright. You're gonna understand later, but right now I can't do this.
Yeah, so they I was going on visits like 3 days every week. So I was missing 3 out of the
Oh,
5
wow.
days of school. So it was fine. And then once I committed, if I went to Texas Tech, I decided I wanted to graduate early. And so after I committed, I talked to my old school, but I said how they were very traditional. And they were like, yeah, even if you have all your credits, like it's not tradition. You're not allowed to. And I was like,
Ooh, okay, got a shift.
like I picked Texas Tech
Bye
for
bye.
Texas Tech. But also, like I wanted to graduate early. So I was like, my brother had gone to this like special school where it's just you and the teacher, so you can get it done in like 3 hours. Like it's just office building. It's like offices in the
Efficient.
school.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, my dad was cool with it, but basically pleaded my mom to let me drop out and go to this other school. So it was like the next week. I remember we had this, it was called our junior research paper. It was this like 10-page essay, and I was like, I gotta do it before that's due. I gotta drop out before that's due.
I gotta drop
I
out.
love
before
you so
that.
much, Sam. I love
Yeah.
Hey, that's strategy
Oh.
though. You looking at strategy.
Keep in
I
mind,
like
I had
it.
straight A's. I was a good
I was going to
student.
say,
Like,
we have
hold
questions in
on.
here. I'll just go ahead and ask this question from a listener since it's perfect timing.
Yeah.
Don't like go thinking the wrong things about Samuel. She's a genius too. We got a
Right.
question from a listener that a student, Erica. I don't know if you've seen her on Twitter going
Oh yeah,
about
she was in
highlighters.
my
Highlighters.
classes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
said
I
it, so
know her.
I wasn't going to put that out there, but she took a class with you, I think an honors class with you, and she was super impressed. She's like, ask her how she balances school and soccer, because you do both so well.
Yeah, well, I think talking about this old school I went to, it was
Mhm.
very, it was just a very difficult school, and we had a lot of work, and it was like college prep, and a lot of my friends there went to Ivies and stuff, so it was
Okay.
like that really prepared me. So like
Yeah.
coming into college, it's almost
Hey.
easier than high school. In high school,
Yeah.
I feel like you have a lot more on your plate because you're you're there 7, 8 hours a day, and you
Right.
go to 1 or 2 practices. So I don't know, you learn your time management then. So
Yeah.
coming into college, it wasn't a big transition at all because it was like I went from going to school all day to having like 1 or 2 classes a day,
Yeah.
a couple classes online. So
I grew up feral, so that would have been so tough.
yeah, but I was like it was almost an easier transition in a way.
Yeah,
I
you're
can
well
totally see
Because
prepared.
I had a
that.
lot more time on my hands. Yeah.
Do you enjoy school? Like study? Like what are you studying? Can you tell us a little bit about that before we keep going into soccer? I'm so curious.
Yeah, no, we can. Well, I came in undecided because
Okay.
I just,
Because you're a kid. Yeah, I get
No,
it.
Yeah, I
because
had
she's
no
a
idea.
soccer player.
Yeah, you're a soccer player.
yeah, everyone
I
says
don't
I
want to
major in
commit
soccer,
somewhere.
so yeah, I major in soccer, and
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding.
No shame,
Um,
Sam.
Yo,
You're
GPA
smart.
4.0.
You'll figure that life out.
It
It's
is.
fine.
Anyway, I really like math, and I was really good at math in high school,
Cool.
so I knew I wanted to do something with that. But I haven't decided. It's not like officially decided, but
Sure.
I'm on the track of it's global studies with a concentration in business, math, and Spanish. So
Okay.
I
So
I played
bilingual.
Spain. No, but I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at Spanish. I took it at that school since I was 4. So,
Gotcha.
Okay.
and then I played in Spain my
Mm.
junior year in spring for a couple weeks.
Yep.
So the coaches only spoke Spanish, so I was
You
forced
had
to
to learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
get by a little bit. I mean, it was only a few weeks, but and then math because it's my strength, and then my dad's in business, so I was like,
Oh, cool.
might as well kind of understand it.
Having a
Yeah.
business degree is never a bad thing. You never know, especially as if you are wanting to like play professionally, which that feels like where we're headed here, Sam. Then
That's the goal.
what you're gonna do, you can have your own like brand and all that
Global.
stuff. So it's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of playing professionally and speaking of Europe, in one of the videos I think we watched at some point, you like said maybe I'll skip college altogether and go play pro. Was that a serious thought for you, or was that just a joke?
I would say, was this before I was in college?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a
It's-
high school
yeah,
video
baby
Sam,
that we
yeah.
found. Yeah.
In high school, no one had really, now like a lot of girls are doing it.
Yeah.
I know.
At the
was
time,
it wasn't
no one
really
was
a
really
thing.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Olivia Moultrie had done it, and she had kind of changed it so the NWSL could get
Yeah.
youth athletes to sign, but it wasn't really a big
I
thing
know.
yet.
It's shifted so
And I
quickly.
think, yeah, I think almost for that reason was like part of the reason that I was so interested in possibly doing that. So I would talk about it with my dad, but he was
Yeah.
always just like, whatever you want to do, Sam, like I support you. So
That's
I
what's
had thought about it.
Love that.
Yeah, but then I don't know. I decided college
Well,
was
no,
the way
we're
to go. And
glad
now
that you decided. I was just wondering if that was actually a thought or you were just joking
it
around.
was at the time, but it was also like, how do you do that? Like
Yeah.
no one,
Yeah,
had,
it's
one
wild.
girl had done it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now though, I'm like,
Hey,
I'm
options
so glad
open.
I made. Yeah, like I love college, and I don't want to rush going pro by any means.
Well, we
Yeah.
love to hear that.
Yo,
So
we
let's
love
go.
watching
3
you
more
play,
years, Sam.
and that's right. Like last season, 2023, Sam Courtwright's first season, Texas Tech Red Raiders, and when we really first started start to finish coverage of Seeing Scarlet, this was a team that we were covering closely, and what a magical season for all of us. Our first season, truly, it's
awesome.
Spoiled.
It was so awesome. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many different pieces of reflection with individual, both you, Sam, and the team. When you think about the 2023 season, we're closing that chapter. We're moving on. We got 2024 starting within 2 weeks. What do you think about what sticks out to you about the 2023 season?
It was just like fun and no.
I know.
I know this sounds weird, but like I didn't really feel any pressure either,
Yeah.
which is weird because you'd think like we were winning all our games, we'd feel pressure
Just a
not
little
to lose.
freshman bopping around.
Yeah, but I was just like,
This is fun.
since everything, I think it's because everything was going well, I was just enjoying it, and it was like I didn't feel that pressure. Like sometimes in club games, I used to get really nervous like the night before games, and I would think about the game for like all before and like hours after.
Yeah.
This last season, like it wasn't like that. Like it was just fun.
Cool.
You know? I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
Almost like everything just went right, like for everyone. It was just a
Right.
great season.
what do we have to complain about? Like,
Yeah, we had I was helping. I went to one of my coach's old clubs or his club and talked to them and their parents about recruiting because they were about to enter the recruiting process. And one of the parents were like, "Well, how do you react in college when you lose when it doesn't go right?" And I was like, not trying to sound cocky at all. I was like, honestly, we didn't lose. until
I don't know.
I've only
postseason.
lost one game in my college career.
I don't know
so
what to
I'm
tell
just
you.
telling you.
Sorry.
And we were like done at that point. So I was like,
It's literally
I'm
to
gonna
North
learn.
Carolina.
I'm gonna learn. Okay.
I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna have to deal with it eventually.
I'll follow
but
up with you.
I don't really know yet.
I will follow up with you. Yeah.
I don't mean it in like a cocky way. It was just
No,
like
it's
it was a
true.
great
so
season.
true.
Yeah.
It was such a record-breaking season. You had, your first season and an electric year. You started in all those matches. I love that you didn't feel that pressure in that way and that nervousness, I guess, before the game, and that you're just going and having fun, because I think you can see that as a spectator, as a fan of, and especially with Sam Courtwright, y'all. We talk about these tricky plays. She's doing flicks. She's doing these fun acts. It's almost like an act of entertainment. So, Sam, can you talk to us a little bit about your playing style? Like, how would you describe to someone who doesn't know your game? How would you prepare them to say, like, this is how I play?
I would say I play creative and technical and free.
Mm-hmm.
I play my best when I'm playing free, not like
Mm-hmm.
with restrictions on me, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I like to create goals for other people.
Yep.
Sometimes score myself. Yeah.
A little bit of
Just
everything.
creative and technical.
Yeah.
That's better
One
than my
likes
description
to try
of she
stuff.
just does a bunch of silly shit out there. That's what I say.
That works too.
Truly. I mean,
Well, it's funny that
Dipsy doos her way down the field and then does some silly shit and either passes or scores. That's really Sam Courtwright.
that works too.
That's us. That's us.
The first time when I got called into camp in January,
Yeah.
one of the first things Tracy said to me was like, "Yeah, we want to." That's the U20
The
coach.
head coach. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, "We called you in because we love your creativity. We watch your games,
Cool.
blah blah."
Yes.
She was like, "I just want to see that translate here." Like, I remember one game you just pulled out a rainbow. Like,
yeah, dude.
but that was coming from like a lot of coaches would be like, "No, don't do that." But one,
Full
the
system
U.S. coach
stuff.
was like commending it, which I'm like, "All right, guess it
All
wasn't
right.
that." Guess I can do that.
Brain.
Yeah, and then I think a lot that helped too is Tom is like so open. He's like, "Don't do that near our goal,
But-
Sam. Like, please don't do that in front of our goal."
He's like,
That's fair.
don't. And then you do it, and he's like, I'm
And then if it works, he's
disappointed,
kinda like-
but good job.
Yeah, but in an attacking half, he's kind of like you have the freedom to like do your thing, which I think is, I don't know, so helpful because I play better when I'm playing free. Like if
Yeah.
I'm thinking about everything that everyone else wants, like I don't play as well,
Yeah.
So him just giving me that freedom is
We talked about that
awesome.
last year. There's like a clip
good.
out there.
Mhm.
You can like literally hear him yelling at you in the middle of a game. Like one possession you didn't do that, I guess, in his eyes. Like, I don't know, you passed it off or something. And he's like
Yeah.
yelling like be you, and then on the next possession you're Sam and you almost score. Like what is that like
Yeah.
to have a coach that literally is like, Sam, no.
Just go
Go
there,
be
do you."
you. Like do
It's
what
like-
you do.
It's so perfect, and it's so perfect that like there's no one else I'd want to play for, especially him giving me that like confidence and freedom freshman
Yeah.
year. Like
Yeah.
I don't think normally people get that freedom so quick. So that was a big deal for him to
Yeah,
do that
for
for me,
sure.
and it helped me and the team. So I don't know, it worked out. He also though it wasn't all like on the surface it looks like, yeah, Sam, do what you want, but we had a lot of
Well,
talks
yeah,
about
yeah.
like
We
like,
know Tom's
in
does
our-
not.
Don't get
Yeah.
crazy. Do what you want.
Yeah,
but-
it's like especially
There's a time
like
and a place.
right when I came to school it was more like stop, like I know you can shake people and dribble, but don't do it out of the
right
back.
now. Yeah.
Like we
yeah.
need to build. We had a lot of talks about like I would come down to get the ball from our like center backs because I just want to get on the ball.
Mhm.
But it's like,
He's
no, Sam, stay higher. We need you towards the goal. So his
Hannah's
favorite
got this.
example,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hannah will
we'll,
get
like-
it to you. Trust.
yeah, and we'll like go back and forth about it because
Yeah.
there's a clip of Phil
Yeah.
Foden who plays for Man City. He gets the ball from it might be his goalie and turns out of it with a defender on his back. And I'm like, Tom, Phil
Oh.
Foden can do it. And he's like, okay, if you do that, he goes, if you do that successfully, I'm gonna clap for you and then pull you out. And I'm like, okay, all right,
Hey, okay, I know your boundaries now, Tom. Thank you for
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that with me.
yeah.
Great.
So
Wow.
it's like that was
This
a big
makes
learning
sense.
curve too.
Elevating the game. I mean, changing the game in so many ways and inspiring. I think, yeah, that creativity play, and that's so hyped to talk about. I love that, and I love that Tom's
Yeah.
just like, okay.
There was one
fine.
in Denver. They didn't stream the game, but it's
Fine.
probably my favorite of the whole year.
Oh no way.
Yeah,
Did
talk
you
about it. We've
have
heard people. We've
Yeah,
heard people
tell
talk
us.
about it. and we
Yeah.
don't know what happened. They're just like, you should have seen it. Like, oh,
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. It worked. But
Yeah.
I was like chasing a ball down on the end line of their goal, and the defender comes sprinting out at me. And on the end line, like Tom's like, you have full reign, Sam. So I'm like,
All right.
great. So
Say
I
less.
I dragged it back from the end line with my right foot, and then I like backheeled it behind my leg with my left, and it went through her legs, and then I ran around her,
no.
and then I crossed it in. And we didn't score on it, but
crossed
it was
it
like,
in?
yeah, but the other team, if you look at the video, they're all like, their heads
they
all
like-
turned. So, but it was the other team, so that's what we all laugh about, their other bench.
They're
Anyway,
like,
Tom, the other team's bench was all like,
Oh.
yeah.
Yo.
And, anyway, Tom was like, you're on the end line. I guess you can do that.
So that was your first game, right?
Yeah,
like
that was our
Texas
first
Tech Red Raider, and you do something like that. That makes so much sense of the rest of your season, dude. Like what a perfect symbolism there. And let's talk a little bit about last season. More on track, I guess, if we can manage. But what was your favorite game last year? The most exciting, or
I have
one?
two.
Okay, tell us. Both.
Well, one was BYU, just because the atmosphere. Like, I wish I could have been there.
Oh,
You would've
I
loved it.
tried to go,
Gorgeous.
Sam. I just like trying.
Well, funny story.
Would
It was
we have-
sold out. Wait,
Okay.
go ahead.
Would we have gotten in a fight if we went though? Like, was
Gotten
it
a
that
what?
kind of gotten in a fight, or like
It's
what kind of
BYU. We
atmosphere
weren't
was
gonna
it?
get
No,
a fight
they
with
were
BYU.
so
It was just
nice.
hype.
It's
It was just
BYU.
They were
hype.
all screaming, but they were so sweet too.
They're just
Like,
Okay, I love
afterwards,
that. I love
my
those
dad said they were all
type
like,
of crowds.
great game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they were awesome. They were just
Yes.
energetic,
I love
which
it.
is like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Anyway, funny story. My dad was flying up to the game, and we were supposed to get our parents' tickets ahead of time. Like, we can get them
Uh-oh.
for free, but we're supposed to do it ahead of time. I didn't do
Uh-oh.
that. And the game sold out.
Oh
I'm
no.
like, Bailey, our like director of ops, like, I
Figure
really
it
need to
out.
get my dad a ticket. Like, he's on the way to Provo, Utah, and I haven't gotten him. Anyway, we got that sorted. I was like,
So you should have reached out to us because we bought tickets for that game like 3 weeks in
Really?
advance, just
Yeah.
in case we were
Yeah.
able to go, and then we could. I think we gave them away to some Tech fans that were local.
well, I
did,
think
yeah.
I actually ended up being like, Tom, can you make
Yeah,
sure this
Tom,
happens?
go flash a badge or something.
You break
like,
him,
yeah.
make him a team photographer for the day.
Put a jersey
Yeah,
on,
that would
Greg.
that would have been terrible because that was, I think, his favorite game too. But
Oh, cool.
just the atmosphere, and like, it wasn't negative. Like, I almost feel like even if the
Just
other teams,
vibes.
yeah, even if the fans are rooting for the other team, like, it boosts the energy of
Yes.
everyone.
Yeah.
Like, even if I'm being, I think I got I like did a skill and shot it over, and they were all like yapping like
Yeah.
something
Of
about
course, give it to me. Feed
shooting
me.
over. Yeah, but it's like almost encourages you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
Oh,
that
you
game
can
was just
turn
like,
it.
yeah, it was just so high energy and so fun, and they were really good, and we were playing well. So it was
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
BYU.
Just such a
Okay.
Oh yeah,
It's-
and then the other one.
Uh-huh.
Can y'all guess what the other one is?
I mean, we have a slight maybe. Is it Texas?
One. Yeah, Texas.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because
Because
what's better than beating Texas at home? Beating
oh,
Texas at home in the last second.
That's a Red Raider right there.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that is so
Oh,
true.
man.
That's when, Hannah walk off, and it was
Yeah.
the most. Yeah, it was so real. It was surreal.
It's
What,
was
what
that?
were you thinking? We talked to Macy
What was that?
last
Yeah.
week, and she said she blacked out. Did you black out
Really?
watching it from
Well,
afar? Or-
Where were you?
I had gotten fouled right before. So
Okay.
yeah,
I
you're the reason that happened. Let's give you
Yeah.
credit
well,
for
the
it.
funny thing is, I don't know if y'all like know this rule, but Molly has the ball. She
Yeah.
plays me. There's like, I think there's 7 seconds left maybe.
Yes,
So
yes,
I
yes,
just
yes.
start dribbling forward, hoping someone's running through or something. Like, I don't know. There's not much to do, but go forward there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I like try to beat someone or something, and then I think I beat her, and she grabs my
Yeah.
jersey or something, and fouls me.
Yes.
So since she fouled me so aggressively, she got a yellow card. If she wouldn't have got the yellow card, the clock would have kept going because
Oh
it's
my
college.
goodness.
So the only reason we got a free kick was because it was a yellow card,
It
not
was
a
a
foul.
yellow.
Just a foul. So if she would have just
that's
like
right.
fouled me instead of like it was a yellow card,
Like
they wouldn't have
tackling
stopped the clock, and the clock would have ran out. Yeah,
Meh.
Dang.
Well, take
like,
advantage of that. You
not
were
smart on her part. Yeah.
So did you
And
know? Were you like, oh, it's a wrap now? Like you? Oh,
Yeah.
Then,
oh,
yeah,
yeah, you did it.
yeah. Then I think there was like they put like 3 seconds on the clock or something, and Tom or Blair or someone was like yelling at the ref that it was actually 5 or whatever it was.
4.
Sounds
Yeah.
right.
And that's the reason we got the extra second or two, which
And
gave
you
the
needed
ball
it
enough
because
time
it
to
like
get
is like bouncing.
It was, like, right
through
on the line.
net. That's
So
crazy.
Yeah.
true.
And I was just thinking like, if anyone's gonna score this, it's Hannah. So let's go. And then she freaking does.
Fair.
So that was just crazy. And then we all dogpile, and then they're
I
like,
know.
"Wait, there's like 0.1 seconds left. We have to do a kickoff." And we're like,
No way.
"What?"
I was waiting
We did
for like the
kickoff after.
most Texas Tech thing to happen where they were gonna like penalize y'all for
Oh my goodness.
the bench coming on the field or something, and I was like,
It
they
would have been
cannot
worth
do this.
it.
They
It would have
cannot
been
do
worth
this.
it.
I would take the fine.
Honestly, I would, and if it weirdly enough was a PK,
That's what I was like. I don't know what the PK
Madison-
rules are, but
Madison would take
Madison
care
will
of it.
handle it. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's my
That was
toxic
just the
trait.
craziest ending to a game
So,
ever.
I mean, like truly, even not Texas Tech related, it was a highlight for
Just like
the
yeah,
century. It was really fun.
or for all sports. Like I know some
Yes.
people say soccer's boring, but nobody cannot appreciate that.
You are
You know?
Yeah,
so right.
it's one of the we said it before. It's like one of the best moments in Texas Tech sports history. I hate that it happened on Longhorn Network, but
yeah, tragic.
the clip lives on.
And I'm
forever.
surprised they didn't cut it out. They should have.
yeah.
They should.
They
After we
should.
scored, they should have.
They
were
just
like,
like
this
deleted
isn't
it off
working.
the app.
This clearly is not working.
The stream, it's going bad.
That would be something that they would do, to be honest. Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah, no, but I also think that time in our season was like we had our out of conference schedule wasn't too hard. We were like killing teams.
Yeah.
We'd played Arizona and Arizona State, done well. And that was our first, like, I think we played Houston before maybe, and like
Yeah,
Baylor.
Demolished.
But they weren't
Houston.
like, yeah, they were like, they're good, but not the top of the table. So that was our first, like,
Who
true
are we?
test.
Real.
Yeah.
So I think forgetting
Real
about
test.
like how dramatic it ended, like getting that win was kind of a solidifying, like,
We
we're
got
here to
this.
stay.
We
Kinda
got
good.
this.
We're kind of good. Yeah.
This
Because I
is
don't think
fun.
anyone knew, like, is this team for real? Because like they beat
Oh.
all these like, out of conference teams, but can they like
Handle
do
it,
this in the Big 12?
Yeah,
And
that was
y'all handled
definitely
that
the
kinda showed
moment
it.
y'all. I mean, because y'all shot up the ranks after that game. I think they finally ranked y'all right before that game, but y'all were
Yeah,
like in the
but I think it was
20s,
kinda
and then it
like,
was like
just 'cause we
15,
hadn't
like
lost.
overnight. Like they bumped you up in the top 15 after that.
Yeah. So I
And
think that was
never
the game
left.
that was like, this team's not bad.
No, pretty
Doing
good.
pretty darn good right
They
now.
might make a run.
They might be all right.
Yeah.
And y'all certainly did. When you think about playing at home at the John Walker, what do you love the most about playing at home?
I just love like, I don't know, everything about it. Like the routine from the start, like all of our
Yeah.
little traditions we do.
So many.
Because it's
too.
different on the road. Like it's fun, but
Yeah.
like slapping we have like this sign when we walk out, like running out on the field. I love the when we slap each other's hands through the little tunnel thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
The best is when we're at like the night games and everyone's screaming Raider power.
Ooh, yeah.
That's the best. Just like actually when we were at Texas, everyone was screaming Raider power because we had more
Yeah.
fans than they did.
We could hear it on the TV, dude.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
nuts.
But I don't know, just playing in front of like Tech fans in the crowd is just like nothing beats it, you know?
Yeah, that
Texas
Raider
Tech
power
fans are
is
the best.
It
This
does
year
provide
too.
that.
Yeah. Like hopefully we get that video board out for more games because that was
Yeah, that
freaking
was
awesome
cool.
too.
That was really
Yeah,
cool.
I had my media day a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So we have some cool things
Hey,
cooking
in
that
the
could go on
works.
that.
Oh shoot! You doing a rainbow flick or what? Like, are you
We'll
on top?
see.
Are you on top of some structure doing? I don't know.
We'll
Sorry,
turn it
thinking
into
of trick
No,
shots.
we'll turn it into a gift. Don't worry. So it'll live forever on.
Well,
Don't worry.
They might have some. So
They might do it themselves. Texas
some
Tech.
gifts.
Don't make my life easier.
I love it. I love it.
Media is definitely like on the up. Like they did a good job with us last year, but
Yeah,
They
yeah.
did.
they're
We're-
continuing to like develop that side of things because I think
I
that
love
helps so much too with like recruiting.
Yeah,
Like if I saw a school posting these dope videos, like
that's
that
what's
makes
up.
me
Yeah.
see it, recognize them,
Mhm.
and then want to go there.
Mhm.
For
Be like,
sure.
yeah, and it gives a window in to someone who may otherwise not ever look at tech.
Yeah.
And bada bing, bada boom. So
True. The funny thing too, sorry about home games is I think I only scored one game at home.
yeah,
All of my goals were at
All
away
away.
ties. We tied all the other ones and
It's true.
we were away. I don't
Yeah.
know why I decided
I
to
think we
score
talked
when-
about that on the
we
show. We're
tied.
like, if we need to tie something, at least get a draw out of this. Sam will take care of it.
At least we're not losing. It's
Yeah.
funny though. Every time
Sam's
it's
got it
like,
under
yes, I
control.
scored, and then it's like, oh, we tied.
Well,
Hey,
all the
but you kept us from losing. Think about it that
that's
way.
true.
True.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Kept the
Wouldn't have
undefeated
lost
season.
otherwise.
Wow, that's so true. Well, when you
Yeah.
think about the 2024 season, we're upcoming quick. I mean, I'm sure what you're feeling is all sorts of different things, but overall, How are you feeling coming into this season? Sophomore year, you have a huge momentum from last season.
Yeah.
Ooh, tell us.
I'm so excited. I think it's fun because like last year was not an anomaly, but like kind of like
Yeah,
normal seasons don't
that
go
doesn't
that well.
happen like that. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm not saying like we'll for
we could do
sure
it
lose a
again.
game this year, but like there's a good chance. So kind of like adjusting to
Mm,
that too. And also, like I told you guys how my club team was pretty much the same throughout my whole
right.
career. But so like losing a lot of those fifth years and seniors
Mm,
is just an adjustment because I've never really had to deal with
deal
like
with that. Yeah.
losing players. Yeah.
Aw,
So
yeah.
I'm always like, oh, like we're losing like Hannah and Maddie and all these great players. Like this is bad. But then I'm like, no, everyone's developing and there's these freshmen coming in too that are going to make a difference, you
Hmm.
know? But I've never really had to adjust to like this reforming of a team a little bit, which
Yeah.
is cool. And also like with a lot of our like leaders being graduated now, like Hannah was like our captain and she was awesome and, you
Yeah.
know, on top of everything. So kind of with that void, like people stepping up, it also gives me a chance to kind of be more of a leader because, you know, freshman year, you don't step on the field and like you're not talking at halftime, like you're listening to the seniors.
Yeah.
But now having like a year of experience under my belt, it's really exciting and fun to have like a bigger role, like
Yeah.
leadership wise and talking wise, which I'm really excited for. And just to see, I don't know, just to compete again with all these new teams in the Big 12.
Hmm.
Um, just like how we've like adjusted personnel wise too. Like I know, like last year, you know, it was me and Giselle in the middle a lot,
Hmm.
and she was almost like a winger more than attacking mid. Like she
Yep.
liked to run and dribble and
Yep.
she could strike it.
Cook. Hmm.
But now, yeah, like playing a lot more with Peyton, she plays a lot more like I play. So it's kind of
Hmm.
different, like combining with her versus like playing her
Yeah.
in behind, you know? So
Yeah.
it's just like each year is going to be an adjustment and it's fun figuring it
Yeah.
out, you know?
Yo. Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of first time experiences for you. How fun.
Yeah.
Do
Also
you?
from being at like, sorry, from being at
No.
national team camps, like I
Oh my goodness.
understand
Yeah.
everything a lot more like tactically, if that makes sense.
Ooh.
Like I don't want to talk about it too much, but everything's very like tactical,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like
I,
we scout the teams, we learn their like weaknesses, our strengths, how we exploit everything. And so like Nick, our assistant coach, has done a good job of like
yeah.
trying to
We
help me
hear he's
understand
the
that.
nerd. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the mad scientist.
Yeah.
And we watch, well, I actually go up to Walker and we watch soccer games together all the time.
That's
And it's like
awesome.
his favorite thing and my favorite thing. But it's different than when you're like acting it out like against an international opponent, like learning how to do
Yeah.
that against Colombia or whoever. So just bringing that back to tech, I think I can understand like the formation side of things and the tactical side of things a lot better than I have in the
Absolutely.
past. So like if something's not working, sometimes it's not just individual efforts to get you out. It's like, no, let's do this because
Yeah.
this is their weakness and this is where their formation lacks. And that'll help us like exploit the other team, you know? So
Yeah.
I like we're scrimmaging the other day and the teams are playing two different formations and then like I know now I notice stuff more where
Hmm.
it's like we need to do more of this. Whereas in the
Hmm.
past I'm just like, let's play quicker, let's combine. But now I can actually see like the tactical side of
The
things,
bigger
you know?
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your knowledge
Which
of
I
the
didn't know.
game is
I'm
just
Yeah.
terrified.
expanding.
I'm terrified
Yeah.
if you're getting
I don't know.
better.
Like it's definitely got, yeah. I understand the game, but now I see it a lot more tactically too.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
different scope adding to your already really cool like tool belt that you got going on. It's just
Yeah.
gonna make you a better player. But yeah, the being representing the United States and the United States women's national team. We're
Casual.
in the Olympics right now, so this is so timely. And knowing the powerhouse that this system feeds into, it's almost no surprise that you're on this U20 roster, Sam. And
Thank you.
when you are putting on the jersey and wearing the crest, knowing what kind of legacy it has served this country, what does it feel like? I
Yeah.
had that
I
question.
mean,
Your teammate Sid had that question. So yeah, tell us what it feels like.
I think especially like every time it's surreal, but like especially the first time, it's just like
Is
it's
this real
kind of
life?
indescribable, you know? Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's like a dream
mean,
because
yeah,
especially a lot of those girls have been in that system like their whole life, you know?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I never got called up till January.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
that's been like the dream like my whole life
Cool.
basically, you know?
Yeah.
And watching them and knowing how many of those girls on the senior team literally were wearing the jersey that like I'm wearing with the
Yeah.
20s is
The
just like
number. Yeah.
surreal. And we talk about it a lot at camp, like respecting the past, representing the future, like respect the crest. Like that's what we always say. And it's also like, I don't know, when you put on the jersey, it's not just for yourself. Like
Yeah.
it's for your country. And the US is known for all these, like we have such a great reputation around the world for women's soccer for like all of our championships we won, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
Casual.
like, yeah. Like we have to uphold that and be a part of that.
That's standard. Yeah.
Everything we're known for, like the intensity of everything, like you have to uphold that. But the fact that they trust you to and you got called to is just kind of surreal.
Yeah. Oh.
It was also it was funny how I found out the first time in January. I got called up. This is so funny.
Of course it is. Like
so funny. On Christmas actually, my friend and I. Well, this is okay. I'll backtrack a little. When we won the Big 12, it was on my birthday, and
Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
yeah, it was awesome at Iowa State. Best birthday ever.
Yeah.
My dad flies up there. He brings me some presents. The next morning, he flew home that night, and the next morning he calls me. He's like, "I forgot to give you your main present," and I'm like, "Oh, what's that?" He's like, 2 tickets to England. You can invite whoever you want because I've always wanted to go watch like the soccer games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Okay,
First, I'm like,
fine.
Dad, can you come with me? And he's like, no. And I'm like,
Aw.
Oh, okay, well, fine.
okay, guess I have to bring one of my
Fine.
friends. So, like, my best friend and I leave on Christmas to go to England to watch like Man City and Arsenal, and we went to 3 different Premier League games, and it was incredible.
Wow.
And so we're like traversing around England.
Yeah.
We're there over New Year's, and I get a text from Tom. I think we were going back on the 1st, and I get a text from him maybe on the 1st.
He's like, we need to talk. Period.
Yeah, as we're like I'm like watching fireworks on New Year's, like out in London, you know?
Casual.
I get a text the next morning
I can't be
on the way
bothered.
home. Yeah, like, you better get your butt home, girl, and start training or something. And I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah. Okay. I know.
Yeah. So then once I get home, he calls me and because he got the email before I did because he has to like approve it for
Approve
Texas
it.
Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he calls me and tells me, and I'm like, what in the world? I've been in England for a week not working out. Before that was like Christmas time. Like I haven't lifted a finger.
Sam could have been getting minutes, getting steps in.
I wouldn't have gone to England. I would have been training, and I had like been sitting on my butt for a month. Not a month, but like, and I'm like, I'm leaving for camp in 10 days. Like, I better get on my grind.
Of course you are. Yeah.
So then I call like my dad and my mom and my best friends, and then I think the next morning drive back to Lubbock because I'm like, shoot, I need to start training. I haven't been doing anything.
So excited. Yeah.
Like, this has been my dream for so long, and I've been sitting on my butt for 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
watching
How dare
soccer
me?
games.
How dare
Yeah.
me? Wow. Well, I
Anyway,
mean,
it
you
went
got
great.
ready.
I got ready. Yeah, now every camp, Tom's like, well, you're more prepared than the first one. And I'm like, you got that right.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
And our
Wow.
team, since we went so far, it was like mid-November.
Mhm.
We didn't train after that. So I didn't train
Okay.
with like a real team in like 2 months
A
almost.
bit. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was like,
I think you did
time to
okay.
get back on the grind.
They kept
Wow.
inviting you back, so I think you passed the test,
Yeah.
I guess.
No, it definitely went well. It was just funny.
Does
I
it
was like, of course, when I get back from England.
still like every time they call you, are you still have a similar feeling, or are you kind of getting used to it now?
No, it's the same feeling.
Same thing
Like
every time.
obviously the first time was different because I like just had no idea.
Yeah.
Like I thought maybe based off the season I had that I would get called up, but I didn't know when or where or if
yeah.
I was gonna, you know?
Yeah. Totally.
That was
Yeah.
definitely a shock. Now at least I know it's coming if I'm gonna make it or not, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
every time I do, it's still surreal.
Wow.
It's actually the World Cup roster, they're calling us tomorrow. So
You can't do that. Why are you doing that to us
news.
right now? I
Sorry.
gotta be in suspense. Okay, well,
It's
you
perfect. We can't wait.
call me immediately. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
we want to be the
Phone
first
call.
call.
I need to be the second
kidding.
call that you make on,
yeah.
on that phone.
Yeah. I
I'll
don't
work
know.
that
They're
out.
definitely not announcing it for like they tell you and then they
Uh-huh.
announce it a lot later.
Yeah,
So it's
I
like-
know. Thanks.
Interesting.
I can't say anything about it.
It's fine.
I don't know if I
well,
made it or not,
I'm gonna
but when
look
I
at
find
your
out-
facial expressions.
I gotta wait for like
We're gonna like
They'll probably post it in
analyze
a couple
all your
weeks.
social media posts for the next however many weeks to see.
Oh my gosh, nah.
see if my
Well,
comments are like positive
Yeah.
or negative.
It's just
Yeah.
a lot of
Huh.
Just send us 3 American flags if it happens, and we will say nothing.
An eagle cry, a bald eagle cry.
No.
Okay, well, yeah,
Yeah.
y'all, the United States representation is huge. I think it's such accomplishment for this program and Texas Tech soccer. And I hate that we only have an hour to talk to you, Sam, because I want it to be so much longer. We'll figure it out for
We'll
next
just turn
time.
it into a 2-parter.
Yeah, 2-parter. But we'll go ahead and get to some listener questions, and some of them kind of reflect a little bit of what we've already talked about, and some of them kind of all over the place. So you had a lot of questions from some of your teammates, like we said earlier, and Millie and Logan both had kind of similar questions. But overall, how are you feeling about the freshman class?
They asked that?
They are so curious to know.
They are. I don't even know. Like, our class was 5 of us graduated early, and a lot of us played together in club. So we were already
just vibing.
friends.
We're good.
By the time summer rolled around, like, it was pretty chill because everyone already knew each other. 3 new girls in. 3 of them graduated early, and there's 5 new ones coming in summer. 2 of them are from England. Millie's from England.
Yeah.
Grace is from England. Yeah. So they are like a package of 8 of them, like, going everywhere together.
It's adorable.
And
that's tough for Uber, you know? Like, I always realize that.
Well, the English girls don't have cars, so they're high energy and they're funny and they make everyone laugh. Cool. And they're just like a little band of them right now.
I love that.
That's great.
All together. But no, on the field, like, off the field, they're great. They make everyone laugh. They're always doing something. Like, when we have an off day, they're always cooking up something to do, doing something in the dorms. Just
cool. So that connection is
typical freshman.
That off-field connection is alive and well. And are you,
for sure. And
how are you feeling about them? Yeah, on the field.
Yeah, no, they're all very unique to each other and bring their own attributes. I think it's been a little harder for me to tell because I was gone the first 3 weeks of, so I've only really been playing with them for like a week.
Okay.
So I'm still kind of gauging everyone, but they're all definitely very like energetic and open to listen and asking questions and taking feedback, which is great because especially how we play in the box, like, it's really hard to just jump in and do everything right.
Cool.
Like, you have to learn how to play it because it's such a different formation. So they're not even for the midfielders, but for every position. You know, our outside backs are on the other team's goal box more than ours, you know?
Yeah, we don't know what y'all run, Sam. We're just like, they just play soccer. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're having fun. They're having fun.
But they're all very energetic and open to like learning how to do that and taking feedback and wanting to learn and wanting to prove themselves. So yeah, the 3 that graduated early, I know them better: Peyton and Logan and Alana.
Right,
and they're all.
sense.
I'm excited about all of them.
Cool.
Peyton's gonna fly down the line and outside back. Logan's like a little firecracker. She's she's tiny, but she's quick and energetic, and like, we do this 5-10-5 agility test, and like, I'm pretty good at it, and I'm nowhere near her. Like,
no way.
Oh.
I think I got second on it, and to her, and she's like significantly
light years ahead of you.
Yeah, and I'm like next.
I'm not used to this, but I like it.
Whoops. Okay.
Anyway, so we're excited about her, and then Alana is like brings a lot of, I don't know, she just brings a lot of different qualities into one. So she normally plays forward, but she's super fast. Her quads are the strongest on the team. They're stronger than Ashley's. Like,
oh my goodness,
where does that come from? No one expects it. She has all these like unexpected qualities, but she's like good at so many different things. Cool. So that's gonna be really exciting. I'm excited to see how she develops because she's fast and she's strong, and she sometimes takes these touches out of the air, and you're like, how did you touch?
How did you get there?
Like, running full speed touches it down, and you're like, what? Like, it just catches you off guard sometimes, you know?
Like
physics. So I'm excited. Yeah.
What?
I'm excited about her too.
Cool. I love it. Yeah. Great. We're so excited to see the new group.
Another one from a teammate, Sydney, asked, do you have any pregame rituals?
Good cue.
Pregame rituals. I pray before every game. I don't know if y'all have seen me do it when I run on the field.
Where do you do it?
After our huddle.
Okay.
Before I run out in the field. Normally at halftime too.
Cool.
It's really quick, but if you
get a little
watch
grounding,
me, you'll probably see it.
Cool.
Yeah. Just having like a routine, you know?
For sure.
Just it's something to fall back on. I always like do the same thing in terms of like I tape my wrists, I tape my shin guards, like I wrote I wore wrist tape the whole season last year. That was the first time I've done that. And my mom was like going through a lot of health stuff. So I'd write her name on it every time, which was also awesome to just look at during the games. You know?
Oh yeah.
Love that.
So that was like grounding. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those two things, I guess.
Cool. That's
Or,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay. Next question that we have is from Chris, and no real specification, so you can take this anywhere you want. Favorite place in Lubbock?
Ooh.
Could it be, it could be anything.
We have, well, this is soccer related, but Nick and I always joke about two.
Okay.
One is our film room where Nick and I always watch soccer.
I've
But
been
then
in
I'm
there.
always
It's
like,
nice. Yeah.
it's really nice.
Mhm.
And, but then I always joke with him, like, no, it might be the indoor because, I don't know. Have y'all seen inside of our indoor?
I haven't seen inside the indoor.
Yeah. It's
I
just
have,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's a great space because we have all the equipment and you don't have to like drag it out with all in there.
What a
And
concept.
the big
yeah.
goals have y'all seen the skills nets with like the corners cut out?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So you can just go in there and shoot on it. And like we have rebounders and stuff in there you can pass against. So I would say my two favorite are our indoor and our film room. Just watching and playing.
Of course, that's your favorite place in Lubbock is soccer related.
Yeah,
if you had
related.
to, if you had to
I
pick
mean-
anywhere else, what does Sam do when you're not playing soccer?
Ooh.
Anything, or are you just always at the studying soccer?
No. I do other stuff.
What do you do?
I hang out with well like our well now it's a sophomore class. We do we do something, well last year we called it freshman night. So once a week we would all get together. No one else invited, like no phones.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
And we'd pick a different theme every week. So like sometimes one time we did blind karaoke. One time we did like Steve Harvey Family Feud and like dressed up. Murder
Blind?
mystery.
Blind
Blind
karaoke
karaoke.
sounds amazing.
It's so funny.
Great.
You like hear the song, but you don't see the lyrics, but they see the lyrics and you try to sing it.
Oh, I see.
I would
It's
be
awesome.
so bad at it, but it would be great. It'd be great.
So I would say last year just like talking to at the dorms, like we have so many great memories there.
Yeah.
But then
Love that.
we also I'm living with like the older girls this year, so I also have to
Okay.
hang out with them a lot. We go to Hot and Juicy sometimes. Have y'all been there?
No, I have no idea what that is.
have you
Is
heard of
that-
it?
How long has that even existed?
Yeah.
I don't know
It's
since
been a
I've been
minute.
here.
Okay, well that's a year.
We're kind of old. We're a little bit older than you, Sam.
Yeah.
So I don't
What
know
if-
if that
what
was
if-
in Love It.
What do they sell?
It's
I'm gonna Google it.
like yeah, they come out with like we went there on Saturday, got
Okay.
a family 10 and it's like it had crawfish, crab, eggs, sausage,
Oh, yeah. that's
like
good.
lobster, just all
Mm-hmm.
in some big 10 and they give you aprons and gloves and
Don't need them.
crab claw things. Yeah, I mean we didn't
Yeah.
wear the gloves. But
That's right. That's right.
anyway, that place is so fun to go
Oh,
to.
I love it.
That's gone. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think that existed, or I never heard of it when I was there. But who knows? I like that. I'll check it out next time
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
fun place in Lubbock.
it gives me some like Joe's Crab Shack vibes. That's back in the day. That's what we
Never
did back
been.
in the day.
Heard of
I
it.
know. I know. Yeah, there used to be one in Lubbock, but R.I.P. But let's look to closing this out with you, Sam.
Sad.
For our first part, I guess, until our next time. When you are thinking about next season and people who are learning about this team going to come, either they've been coming to games before, maybe there's new people. It's the new time to get season tickets. That's the first that's happened. So
Get 'em.
that's a huge,
Yeah, that's
huge upgrade.
exciting.
That's really exciting. What would you say that fans could look forward to coming to the home games, and what do you hope the fans bring with them, when they're cheering y'all on?
Yeah, no, I would just say looking forward to watching. We're all, I think, compared to other teams, especially, like a unified family.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that we talk and communicate, and I think it just shows in how we play on the field, we're very close. So it's fun to watch because we combine well and stuff. I think it's attributed a lot to how we are off the field because we're like a big family,
Yeah.
So
Makes
just
sense.
seeing us, yeah, as one, but also with, a lot of flair behind it.
That's right.
Fun to watch. Big goals, big sellies.
Yo, big
Shout out
Sally's. Shout out Ash.
Ashley.
Shout out Ash for the sellies.
She crushes it.
We talk about them all the time. Yeah.
But also on defense, big blocks, big saves.
That's
Shout
right.
out Crunch for that. We call her the Rock of the Century.
Rock.
Yeah. And then for fans, just being loud, that Raider power gets you going.
We know it. We know it.
We're trying to tell
in the
them.
Shout out
house.
Superfan, man. Shout out Eric.
That's right. That's right. That's what's up. But that's
He
awesome.
gets the crowd going.
Yeah, that's huge. I think there's just so many different components of your career so far, and we feel so hyped for you, Sam. And you are so loved already by Texas Tech, and it's really cool to see your journey explore different realms, different parts of the world, and representation of the United States, Texas Tech, and beyond. What last words do you have, maybe before we send it off and close this interview with you, moving forward, and for when we celebrate you next time? What do you want us to hang on to?
Wait, I have one more thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's your interview. Do whatever you want.
Did you do my dad's question?
Oh my
You
gosh.
answered it. You answered at the beginning.
did?
Let's clarify. Yeah,
I just want to know what it was.
He
It's
asked
really cute
for
that
you
you knew
to talk
already.
about. Yeah, it was like the very first thing you answered. I was like, of course,
Yeah.
y'all are
I
in
was
sync.
like, did you already
he
know?
said,
Yeah.
talk about your French coach in street soccer, and you answered that 5
No
minutes into this
shot.
interview.
Yes, it was really
Yeah.
cute. Yeah,
That's
he
pretty.
knew.
Yeah.
Well, I think it
That
speaks
sounds
so
like what
much.
he'd asked.
Yeah, he's been able to witness, I think, a lot of your game, and it's got to be cool to see just the evolution of Sam Courtwright and how that's
Yeah.
continuing on.
He's the
having fun
best.
and playing soccer.
He's great.
know.
Big,
Been
we're
there
big
since day one.
Greg Courtwright fans.
Day
I'm
one.
a big Greg
That's right.
Courtwright fan.
Yeah, that's
He's
good.
my
well,
number one.
Yeah,
That's
makes
good.
sense.
That's good.
Anyway, just
Okay.
closing out.
Yeah,
to
closing
come
out.
to our games, have
Mhm.
fun. I don't know, just for everyone on our team that we're gonna continue to put on a show, and it's gonna be a good season. So come out and support and watch, and be loud and
Rowdy,
follow along. Yeah,
Raider
Love
Power.
that.
Follow along.
Exactly.
Just
That's
like
the
what
best.
we do here and seeing Scarlet. That's what we do.
And thank
We
you
can't
guys. Y'all are the best fans.
You're
Everyone
welcome.
loves you guys, just so you know.
Oh,
wait. Hey, we love all
No,
of y'all.
like,
Truly.
the freshmen actually, this is funny. They
Oh,
come
no.
in, they're like, "Who are these seeing Scarlet
Who
people?"
are these millennials yelling at us
They're
on
like-
the internet?
They're
I
like,
love
Should
it.
we like them? And I'm like, no, like we all
we're
love
safe.
them.
I promise. We're safe.
Should we like them?
It's a
Yeah,
good thing. We're
I
like, yeah.
appreciate that.
When you're
That's-
in season and you make some like small play and no one notices and they're like hyping you up,
We'll notice.
you're gonna love them. They're gonna
we
know.
see it.
You're gonna
We
do
see it.
something.
They're gonna
No
love
one's
you.
gonna say anything about it, and they're gonna be like, "How'd they even see that?" I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, it
huge.
really is cool. This is not a lot of programs have like support like that. So
I hear you. Yeah. We love to do it. It's easy to do, entertaining to do. That's for sure, especially with you on the team, Sam. So we are so stoked for you, for Texas Tech and beyond. We're so stoked for this upcoming season. Y'all make sure you get your season tickets. Go to the games. They are so much fun.
It's a good time.
What a momentum that we have with this program and moving forward. A lot of new faces, a lot of familiar faces, and yeah, can't wait to support y'all, Sam. So
well, thank you.
yeah, thank you so much for coming on. We wrap it up every time with a wreck 'em. We know you know how to do that. Wreck 'em, y'all.
Wreck 'em.
Go.